Oh, my mic was muted. Shit. Damn, I had a good intro and everything. I'm sorry, guys.
Man, you
Oh,
totally blew that.
blew that. You know, I always mute it because I don't want the government listening. Yeah. Yeah, we totally messed that up. That's all good. Corey, are you driving currently?
Man, what a fumble.
What a fumble.
Thank
Hey,
God,
let's end it and we'll start back over.
thank God you're good at art.
Yeah, I had a whole deep voice thing going and said welcome to the spectacular scoot sketching session, just named right here by Hayashi in the chat. Yeah, next time. Next time we'll get the Bob Ross feel right. How is everybody? How's everybody doing?
Yeah, different day. Hopefully, Kyle, she won't be up past bedtime.
Yeah, I hope not.
Matt was up until about 10 minutes ago, so I was kind of expecting him to be in here.
Yeah, that's a good point. But again, yeah, we have two mics going right now, so if you guys hear echo, let us know because we're kind of expecting it, but we wanted to try it. If so, we'll go back to how we had it last week. But if not, we'll keep it how it is because I like when you can hear both of us better.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Matt, what's up?
Time to do some work is while there's a stream going on. You can draw along with Scoot.
Hey, you should draw, game, and watch the stream at the same time, Johnny. I don't know if you guys can see right here. This is my dog Sophie. She's waiting for a rabbit that just ran past the window that keeps eating fruit that my wife's putting out. So if that rabbit comes back by and shit hits the fan and she goes crazy, we'll have to escort her out of here.
Johnny, hope your anxiety comes back under control.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily I can say I don't suffer from that stuff too much, but your sister definitely does. So I know what you're going through, even if I don't understand it completely.
And this is just a little announcement too. David Finch just went live with his Monday night draw. He's drawing Superman versus Grodd tonight. So we are in direct competition with David Finch. So
I mean, we're 9, so we probably
yeah, we're
probably beating him.
we're probably beating him. So
We're still the road to 1,000 subscribers, so we can do super chat and get
super chats, super cash chats. So tonight I'm gonna be working on a 5-part commission, and it's 5 different sketch covers. I don't know if you guys might have seen. I did a Cletus Cassidy sketch cover earlier this year, where it kind of has the symbiote going up his neck. So the guy that got that had this cool idea for different sketch covers. So one will be Carnage, one will be Cletus, in the middle will be Null, and then on the other side will be Venom and Eddie, kind of the same way the other two are. So we're gonna do Venom tonight.
Because everyone loves Venom.
Because everyone loves
Hey,
Venom.
Bear.
Hey, Bear. So again, if any of you guys are tuning in and you're being quiet and not posting in the chat, just post in the chat and say hello.
Blow it up.
Blow it up. We like to see the people. And I'll get drawing here in just a second. So we'll see how long Sophie keeps her head on the windowsill right there.
See how long it takes you to Finch to cancel your watchers.
Yeah, we're hoping David Finch decides he's gonna raid our stream and realize that we're direct competition and that he can't win. So he did look at my art and told me that it was good. So
When you went Hinata,
I did the whole finger touching thing.
kicked the ground a little bit.
Yeah. Did the whole Naruto-kun.
HGTM. You got a name you want to go by? We try to remember them all. Or in case Corey will just make one up for you, but
Yep.
that's worse than normal.
Yep. HGTM. We're gonna call you Tim.
Long, long Tim.
Long Tim. We're gonna call you Long Tim. But cool. Glad of you to. Or I'm happy that you posted in the chat. A lot of cool folks in here.
Any particular thing you're doing with this Venom? I mean, is it a
It's a
profile? Is it
so what it's gonna be, and that's why I've got this here, so I can kind of sketch it out real quick. So there's gonna be 6 or 5. I keep saying 6, 5 sketch covers. So Cletus already did. He's like this, kind of a 3/4, and then Noel's gonna be here in the middle, and he's gonna be kind of a straight on kind of look. Let's give Noel, and then so I'll have Carnage here, and he's gonna be kind of a maybe a little more 3/4 than Cletus is. Probably a little more of the chest action. So Eddie and Venom are gonna mirror what these two are. So the Venom I'm doing today will probably be a little more angled at the camera. There's Venom. So that's how the layout's going to be. And I thought it might be cool to do some of these on stream. Oh, hey, man, that's cool. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Yep, these commissions will be going to Corey for inking. And David Turkin here that's in the chat, these are his commissions. Yeah, Dwayne, Noel from Domino's.
what is that?
It's a commercial, I think. I saw it when Ashley was watching some TV, so. Hey, John, how's it going? Yeah, face touching is a good pastime. So
the internet's still not ready for that.
It's still not ready for that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. I haven't really thought about the exact way I want it to look, so I'm gonna be roughing in for a little bit, but then we'll get to some crazy detail. So, and as always, if you guys have questions, shoot them in the chat. Brad will be reading. He'll be emceeing. He'll be telling stories. He'll be the main one talking. So if you guys got questions, if you got good topics, shout them out. Like Kiss. Shout it, shout it, shout it out loud.
Mark, they coming anywhere near us? He said Rancid tour this fall.
For real? Doesn't matter where they are. We're going. And real quick, David, since this is yours, I meant to ask you because some people want Venom mouth closed with teeth and some people want Venom with tongue. Which do you prefer?
You gonna draw his Carnage with teeth too?
No.
Just the black shards.
Never.
Ooh, Nashville and St. Louis. We could do that. That wouldn't be bad at all.
Nashville and St. Louis for sure. That'd be awesome.
I always wonder that one day your symbiote commissions are gonna dry up and they just keep coming. Just
never.
He said artist choice.
Artist choice. All right, cool.
What you gonna do?
Man,
I'm always mouth open, tongue out kind of guy.
Yeah,
but
I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. I don't do a lot of teeth or mouth closed, but it is fun to do. But I've already kind of started doing a mouth open thing, so we'll see what it looks like. And who knows, I could end up just erasing this altogether, but we'll see. We'll see if I like where it's going.
Dude, you could just draw Spider Punk if you need Liberty Spikes on a character. He said you need to draw Carnage with Liberty Spikes.
No. We'll have to get Mark on here one time too.
Oh my God! Just pick a trade, and him and I'll talk.
And we'll just
the
yeah,
entire
we'll just
time.
we'll let you guys hear Brad and Mark talk comics.
Actually had I have a Reed Richards story I need to pitch to him that I came up with, but I will not be pitching it on stream because I'm still waiting because me and Aaron have been talking about our Captain Britain Corps anthology series that suddenly is going to be snapped up because I came up with my issue. His like last week, I was like, he's joking with me. He doesn't have a pitch. It's gonna be something dumb like.
You have
hey,
one?
Yeah, I was like, he's gonna have it like, oh, Captain Britain lands in Iowa and punches Corey. Like, I was expecting something like that. He had a legit like created an original character and like a different universe, and it was awesome. And then I was trying to figure out what mine would be because I figured like I want to like Jonathan Hickman head of Exit. Like I'll do like 1 or 2 issues, but we could do like a 12-issue series where we get different writers and artists for each one and tell this overarching story where like maybe I write the alpha and the omega issue and everybody in between would fill in the gaps, kind of like a Ten of Swords, and we just tell this really fun multiverse Captain Britain Corps story and bring them back to prominence.
Hey, no problem, Johnny. You hang out as long as you want.
Yeah, man.
You do what's best for you.
These little group things are good therapy for me and Scoot. That's what we like to do. Hang out and draw. And as we always say, we do this on or off YouTube. So we just sit here and talk. The only difference is I don't talk as much about like my original comics because just not even that I'm afraid anybody in here is going to steal the ideas. I just don't want to put out spoilers before, I'd rather you guys read them and find out that way. So that's why instead we talk about, established comics and things like that. Oh,
speaking of creator-owned stuff, I'm finally on the last page of an 8-page story that Brad wrote that originally was going to be in an anthology. And
that was secret project for
that
people
was,
who
it was the super
who've been in the
project.
chat long enough.
Yeah, it was the secret project. Finally on the last page, Brad wrote a cool last page. I decided to make it a double-page spread. So it's my first double-page spread. DP spread, if you will.
Oh. Oh.
And it's I'm pretty excited about where it's going. But the main thing that I'm excited about is that means Brad is going to have stuff out in the world this year.
Yeah, and I've got a couple other things that should hit about the same time. No full issue yet, but couple of 8-pagers, couple of 12-pagers, things building up. Johnny asked if you had any kids, Scoot.
I do not. I have 3 dogs, if that counts. I say I do not. Not yet. I don't. Not yet. I don't.
So yeah, and I don't know if Scoot's ready to tell everybody, but I think like we were always trying to figure out what we were moving on to after we finished this 8-page story. I think we've locked it down, but we just gotta figure some stuff out. Exciting part of the anthology because Matt Seaborn's always doing 17 different things. He actually let Corey take over doing the inking, and the stuff he's been sending us has been very smooth.
Nuts, yeah.
Very nice. Can't wait for you guys to see it. It's his test pages are always great, but it's nice to see him do a complete story because clearly, I guess it's a complete issue, but it's a complete story for that matter. So he'll get to tell a story from beginning to end. And just one of those things I overlook. I always, like most people, I look down on inkers, and I just don't put much stock into it. And until you see a good inker versus a bad inker, and then it really stands out. And Corey's is not bad at all. It's fantastic. So I don't know where he finds time with his 11 kids and full-time job and a wife.
Me either.
But it works for him, so that's all that matters.
He's chosen to not ever sleep, which is the secret.
Yeah, like our comic creator group, everybody, like Matt texts like messages in it at odd times, but he's also 6 hours ahead of us. So it's a little bit of understanding, like hey, I may get a text from him at 2 a.m., but it's, it's 8 a.m. Day started for him. Corey, we get him at all hours of the night.
Corey responds to everything. There's nothing he doesn't respond to because he's always awake.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, whenever I got something I'm gonna run by you guys. Whenever you wake up, he's like, I'm here. Like, what? Why?
I'm here.
I woke up from a dream to tell you guys something. I guess my fun story in creator comics right now, creator owned stuff. I thought my original. I have a story called Wilder Talents about two kids that I've been developing, and I thought my original artist KF Golden wasn't going to be able to do it. So I kind of asked him if I could put him on hold for a second and look at some options, and asked a few people I knew that I've been wanting to work with, and they were all luckily busy. Like, they all had stuff they were doing, which is good. So I decided to put an open ad on Twitter, and it was questionably a good idea. Immediately, I mean, people, I don't know how, I didn't even do any hashtags. I think the only hashtag I put was comic artist. And all I just, like a simple ad that just said comic artist wanted, full 22-page script ready to go, details in the comments. I posted a little elevator pitch, and then just very brief, like, here's what's going on. And man, my DM box was blowing up. The first thing through the door was porn. Just full on.
Where it should be too,
They were like, here you go. I do not safe for work stuff, and I was like, man, you got talent. Not what I'm looking for. I mean, the kids, like, I would say they're like Sandlot kids, so they get into trouble and they cuss and stuff. But there's not going to be nudity because the main characters are 14. So definitely not going that route. But I was like, thank you for your time. Next person through the door. Boom. Furries. Okay. Granted, it wasn't furry porn, but it was still furries. And I was just like, okay. So then I started weeding through some. And some of them, the art style, I mean, honestly, like, some of it was really good, but it just wasn't the art style I was looking for. Which is fine, because one thing is I was hoping, hey, I'm keeping all these people on in my record, so maybe, I'll have another series come up and I'll need an artist and they'll be available and it'll be something that fits their style. Then some people, I would say, oh, these are great. Like, they would send me a bunch of, like, pinups or eye catchers, and I'd say, oh, these are great. Can you send me sequentials? And then they would just, like, lock down and, well, what are sequentials? Well, like interior pages, like movement of action. I need to see that you can tell a story. And most of them never responded to me. There was one person sent me, and they did it more like comic strip style, which, I mean, like newspaper comic style. So not what I was looking for.
One could be something cool for the future.
There was one person I had to come over and talk to Scoot about, because I was like, man, this artwork, they sent me they sent me about 6 pieces of art with some that were sequential. I was like, man, these first two, if this is the art style they'll bring to the table, I would pay them a decent wage to do this, as much as I could. It was fantastic, right up my alley. And then I started kind of looking at it, and they were sending me more art, and it just wasn't adding up. So I started doing
what are sequentials?
and I started looking into I started saving the pictures and then reverse Google image searching them, and every single one of them led to a different artist. Like, the first time it popped up, I was like, okay, maybe they use a different name, on DeviantArt they had a different name, but then every single one of them led to a different artist, and then it started getting to where they were just wildly different. And it was the same person who was like, hey, yeah, I'm available, send me the script and all the descriptions you can, and if you have any ideas for future arcs, or if you said you have more scripts, send those too. And I'm just like, whoa. So fairly certain that person was just an art thief looking to steal people, which is low down, man. We're just a bunch of lowly comic creators trying to make fun stuff, and
we're all poor, man.
build a fun community, and they're out there trying to steal stuff. So
a special place in hell for people like that.
yeah, I mean, like I said, and then one person wanted me to like send them money ahead of time, and I was just like with my artist with KF back on duty now, so we're gonna do it in a different way. We're gonna like split the book in half because it actually splits up very nicely into two parts. So we're gonna split it in half and do like a two-parter. But
Also, if you guys don't know, she's got really cool art. She's on Instagram. Is it KF
yeah.
Golden?
Nope, it's Call Me Midas.
Call Me Midas. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go check out her artwork. It's really cool.
I'll throw it in the chat.
She's been a friend of the family for a while, and she's really, really talented. Brad will throw it in the chat. You guys go check out her work.
Yeah, that's her font. You can find her if you type in KF Golden as well. You can find her on there. And I've always thought she would do a great comic book, and she's just never done one. But I've seen like when last time she did Expo and she was next to us, she was showing me all this stuff she was doing for like a visual video game, like a gosh, I forget what they're called, but it's basically like a text-based video game exploration thing. And I was just like, you could do a comic. This is amazing. So yeah, hopefully Corey said no more kids ever. Not unless some of the supple boys are around, adopted kids. But
I'm waiting for one of the days they'll drop in.
drop who?
They'll drop in. The
Oh
supples
yeah,
drop in.
they're always road weary. Like I get it. They yeah, like a text adventure is a good way to say it. But yeah, the supple boys. First of all, they work for Target last I checked, so I'm sure
and they're always doing stuff for free for Ryan Stegman, so I
Yeah.
can understand.
helping keep him relevant.
Yeah. If it wasn't for them, he wouldn't be who he is today.
They're the reason he's popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Twitter was not what I wanted it to be.
Twitter didn't work out for Brad. That's
Twitter
basically
did
what
not-
he's saying.
And what's funny is, man, I really only use Twitter as like a messenger. Like there's two chats I have with, I guess Brute Studios, which is me, Scoot, Iker, and Corey, and then I have one with a few more people that's like our creator group, and that's all I ever do. I never, ever post on there, even because I mean I've cultivated a comic creator community on there. You know, like even there's some comic creators where they just like spouted politics for just like that's all they ever posted. And I was like, okay, well I'm here for comics, so I'm gonna just unfollow. And there's nothing wrong with that. But even then, man, it's just you get into that scroll and you're just I try to stay off of staying like Instagram. I post up stupid stories on there every once in a while, and that's about it. Like I just it's too much of a time waste and too much of a toxic environment. So better to just stay off of it.
All my stuff that everybody that I follow in there is comic related.
You know, the furry artist was actually one of the best. Like they sent me stuff and it was impressive. It's just and you know it's I don't know, like furry like when furry first popped out, all it was just porn. And now it's become this subculture. And I even remember the first time we took our nephew, who was like 12 at the time, to a convention. We took him to an anime convention, and he had some money. We'd all given him some money, and he was going around buying stuff. And he's just like, "Oh, an animal booth! I love animals." And we're like, "Nope!"
Nope.
And like drug him away. Like you can't go over there.
We should have been like, "Yep,
Yeah,
go
over
on,
there.
go on, animal."
Welcome to the world. But yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't my style, so I don't know.
It was an interesting experiment.
I guess you are crushing this picture.
Something about Venom, man.
You're right. I do post stupid stuff on my stories every day.
Yeah, Twitter can be very toxic.
Yeah, we had
Like the guy with yesterday with Corey.
Yeah,
He was like he chose the wrong person.
he tried to troll, and it was like the weirdest. Like, it wasn't even very abusive. Like, it almost like I have expected to like see it was like Andrew Reb's account. It was just the sentences
Is
weren't
he
always.
still around?
I have no idea. I blocked everything related to him.
Yeah, me too.
but I mean, like, dude was just saying stupid stuff, and then he kept using the word turd, and
I think he had a poop fetish.
yeah, he kept going back to the same like three or four things, and I don't know why. Like, I mean, if you're a little like guppy, why are you gonna come up on a shark and try to start binging?
Yeah.
Because Corey is not gonna take it from you. Yeah, Corey posted a time lapse. What was it of the Absolute Carnage? One of Stegman's pieces. Or
It was the 2-page spread
oh
of
yeah,
Null tearing a
Century
apart. Sad. Rest in peace.
Oh yeah, we were ready to squad up on Corey. I think Iker actually, Papa John came in and reported him for him and took care of his son. But
Papa John.
yeah, it was dumb. Like I said, it wasn't even clever. Like if you're gonna troll, at least like man, we trolled Rev hard.
Oh, man.
But he just man, it was yeah, you're right, Dwayne. It's just toxic, man, and it's unfortunate because I've seen people post, like I said, the most subtle things. Like somebody asked what, like there was a thing going around like if you could have 5 characters to do an X-Men book, what would it be? And I put Phantom X on mine because I like that character. And this dude was furious, claiming he wasn't a mutant and just like going crazy. And so I just trolled him back. And I was just like, dude, it wasn't like, first of all, it's just an X book. I could have said I wanted, Captain America in there. It didn't say mutants.
Yeah, boy, Captain America over here.
Yeah. Oh, Dwayne, why you gotta talk about weird stuff like that? Yeah, and Corey, of course, Corey was very measured. Like I guess he could see that dude was just being an idiot and not a clever one. Not like we're all idiots, but and so Corey's just like, that's a solid good job on a complete sentence.
Yeah.
You made a tweet. Have a good day, sir. I think we all got more upset for him than he did.
Yeah, he wasn't upset at all. Like I'd gotten on my bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
I was strapped up. I was like, let's go find this fool.
Yeah, like got it on, turned on 3-6 Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
Little aim from my hood, you ain't from around here. It was go time.
Turned on After Dark.
Yeah. We were that's what I say, like there's been a couple of times in my life where fights have almost come up and I'm always like, I run all the time. I can outrun them and just take off. But it's like somebody decides to like square up on Corey and we're all gonna
take him to the woodshed.
yeah.
Take him to the where sad.
Well, that's the only place you can't take him in Iowa.
Yeah, take him to the cornfield.
About to get shucked, boy. Yeah, I think dude did get blocked. I don't know. It seemed like he went and there was somebody else. I looked at dude's profile and he had trolled because I went on there to like go crazy, and then I saw Corey was being
He had it handled.
yeah, he had it handled, and I was like, if Corey's not acting a fool, I won't either. And I looked at dude's profile and like he trolled a couple of bigger name people too, like industry comic creators.
Yeah.
And I was
He
like,
has nothing
"All right."
else better to do.
Yeah, it's just dumb. That's one thing is like you've been lucky, I guess,
Yeah.
where
Lucky is right.
people haven't really because I see a lot of artists where I mean like of course when you're bigger, like the person who tried to tell Stegman his cover wasn't proportioned right. And I love that somebody came in and was like, well, I thought it looked right because of this, and Stegman was like,
You're
right. That other person is extremely not. And I was like, oh, like, I mean, even me, I looked at it, I was like, looks all right. I mean, it's a little bit exaggerated, but only in the places where Stegman normally exaggerates.
You know what? I find a lot of people that come in and try to do those art critiques on comic art.
Yeah.
It's most of the time it's because they don't understand comic art. Like,
yeah, so the person who tried to correct him does pottery.
yeah,
So it's
like comic art is it's a very different medium. Like it's
Yeah.
very different compared to other forms of art. Like you got to take, again, my stuff's mostly based in realism. Like this spot on Venom's neck, like that's based in realism. But I can tweak all of this, even if it was a regular human. I could tweak everything to make it more dynamic and make it more comic book style. It's people just they don't understand that. Like, oh, your perspective is off. I'm like, well, no, it's a choice. Your shoes are untied. It's a choice.
I mean, look at Spider-Man and tell me that anatomy is
Yeah, that's what I'm
or his
saying.
perspective and stuff
You can
is
you can take almost any picture of Spider-Man and see that whoever drew him, like the artist or not, it's based in reality. But then they just twist him and contort him because he's Spider-Man. So I think we're about ready to erase this and tighten it up.
I yeah, I think you're right. There's something about people online who I don't know, maybe it makes them feel big, like trying to attack like people online, attack celebrity, whatever you want to call that, whether it's a Instagram model or a comic artist or legit like movie stars and stuff like that. It's like I feel like it says more about them than it does about the person they're criticizing. I don't
Yeah, for
know.
sure.
Oh,
For sure.
don't you worry, Adam. He'll be black and white once Corey eats him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and also yeah, it's very unrealistic. I got a bunch of rendering to do. I don't really add rendering in the rough phase because it just makes me erase more. Hey, and also thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it, Adam.
Oh, he's subscribed.
Yeah, just got a notification.
Oh, cool. On the road to 1,000.
On the road to 1,000. If this is your first time joining in, thanks. We're trying to do it every week. I didn't get to do one last week just because it was a busy, busy week. But we're off. I'm off today, and then Brad took off tomorrow. We got an action-packed day planned tomorrow. We're gonna wake up early and go biking, and then Nintendo has their E3 conference tomorrow. Their E3 Direct, so super hype. Philip.
Oh gosh, that is slow. I've never seen his full name before.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's
He
why.
last time I saw him was the beginning of 2020. He gave me a kiss
That's
for
that's a
my commentary on The Dark Knight.
that shows you like how much we call people by not their real name.
Yeah. It's slow is slow like Scoot where literally no one uses his real name, or his legal name.
Not even my granddad knew what my real name was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny story. It's story time. This is back when I was just a little Scoot. I so our parents always worked. So if anything happened during the day, we lived next door to our grandparents, my dad's parents, our mama and papa. And one day I got sick at school, and the emergency contact was my granddad. So they called him and said, "Hey, your son Daniel is not feeling well, and you need to come pick him up." So my granddad basically says, "I don't know a Daniel," and hangs up because my real name's Daniel, by the way. Uh, he goes, "I don't know a Daniel," and he hangs up. So I said, "Call him back," because I was in maybe second grade. I said, "Call him back and tell him that Scoot's not feeling well." And so they did, and he came and got me. So gone by this name a long, long time, long time, long time.
Everybody got a nickname until it was me, and it was like, number five. He's just
Yeah,
gonna use his
let's
real
just
name.
let's just call him Brad.
Yeah.
What's that name we read in the book? Brad. All right, good enough.
Yeah. Also, the only one apparently that dad fully named because mom, he would come up with a name. He's like, let's name our first daughter Misty. And mom's like, no. We're going to name her Stephanie Michelle. And he's like, cool, Misty. And call her that anyway. And he got to me and she's like, name it whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Scoot's a good name because
Stands out.
It stands out. So, and then like he used to spell it. Well, he used to go by Scooter, and it was just with a C like normal. But when we were like cool guy skateboarders, and wore our Santa Cruz skateboarding's not a crime shirts, and gosh, you guys you're lucky we toned it down in these years. But
Wish I still had that shirt.
yeah, we changed it to a K so that he'd be cooler and stick out from the Razor scooter.
Yeah, I
craze.
didn't want to be associated with the Razor scooter kids because I was a skateboarder. So I changed it to a K. It's super edgy.
Aaron is right next to Aardvark, like double A words.
Yeah, the secret's out. I'm not actually Scoot. Nah, screw that. Yeah, I am. It's even on my name tag at work. So
Scoot Hoot Riot.
Riot.
I remember when some lady at Target was like, "Good luck having people take you seriously with that name." You're like, "Okay,
okay."
Have a good day.
Every time I answer the phone at work, I'm always like, "Thank you for calling. This is Scoot. How can I help you?" And they're like, "Stu?
Scott.
Did you say Scott?" I'm like, "No, it's Scoot." Stu? Yes, Stu is right.
You nailed it.
You nailed it.
Go ahead.
What that Xbox rep used to call me? Skeet. So
Skeet.
So she would always call me Skeet, even though I would say my name is Scoot. So one day she comes up to Brad and goes, "Hey, where's Skeet?" Brad goes, "Skeet's right over there. Hey, Skeet. Hey, Skeet."
Never corrected her.
Never corrected her.
Slow, I like that you're edgy and drop the W off of your name.
It's like ho, just H-O. All right, this is where the fun part is.
Philip, I don't know if you were in here, but we said once he gets up to 1,000 followers and we get super cash where people can donate to his
super cash.
What is it called? Super chat.
Super chat.
Super chat. Whatever.
Super cash.
It's,
no, that's what we're calling it from now.
We hit 250 in one night. He's gonna dab on stream, so
I will. It's up to you guys to make that happen. It's amazing, Aaron, what people want to hear. Thanks, Dwayne. Also, if you guys, if any of you were in here before the stream started and you liked that fresh ass beat that was on that stream starting screen, Dwayne here in the chat. How do you say that? Is that King Malimo? How do you say that? Is that right, Dwayne?
I don't know. Last time I made fun of it, we were joking about his name. He's like, "That's my African name," and I was like, "Whoops."
Yeah. Let me know how I was supposed to say it, but he's the one that did those fresh beats on those.
Yeah. He's got
the opening screen and the thanks for watching screen.
I think he might be like the Mick Foley of our group because he's Dwayne, and then he goes by Dutch Schultz on some stuff when he's making beats, and then he's got that one. He had a album called the Scrap Metal EP that I probably wrote more papers to than anything in the world during my college years. It's just good. Like it was almost like good like the lo-fi stuff before that was big. Oh man, that's your new name, Aaron.
Adam.
I mean, no, he said we call him Harem.
Harem. Uh-oh.
And me, like, I for a long time, like, I have to say my name every time I answer the phone at work, and I'll say, "This is Brad. How can I help you?" And they'll be like, "Brandon? Brian?" And so I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna use my full name." So I'll be like, "This is Bradley. How can I help you?" And they're like, "Brandon?" I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
whatever."
It's amazing what people want to hear.
Oh, no fighting in here, guys. Hey, Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Justin can throw up his Twitch thing in here because he streams on Twitch, does a bunch of video games.
Oh yeah, Justin, you got a link? Drop it in the chat.
Been playing Guilty Gear a lot lately. Even like he played World of Warcraft, but I gotta say I've probably short of the WoW funeral. So that's about the extent of my knowledge of that game. And he's still good job at sitting and talking and telling you what's going on, so you feel like a part of the chat. And then it's sort of like this where we're all just being dumb and having a good time. You should, Dwayne. I would. Your stuff's always good, so I think you could do. I mean, if you get enough to do like a 24-hour stream, that'd be cool. Or just, I see a lot of people just do like an hour, and then they'll say like, these are beats to study to or whatever, and people love that kind of stuff. Do a little sampling in there, get some old school anime clips going on.
Yeah, when Dwayne brought his stuff over to let me hear the ones that he had for the screen and stuff, we recorded some guitar stuff because his machine that he has can record guitar too. So we hooked up my guitar to it. Also, too, we've got a big group of friends, so we'll have eventually Brad won't be so lonely on the couch. We'll have some folks over at some point.
We just gotta watch it because like if Mark and I get in here and it becomes a Namor versus Reed Richard talk, like you'll have an explicit warning on your videos. I've wondered about that actually because I know like if you use profanity in videos, YouTube, not like they can't demonetize us. We're not making shit anyway. But
that's true. No, I have it set up that this video is not for kids. So.
Oh, okay, good. Because
I don't have an age restriction on it, but
sure. Get some Karens in here. Dude, Hayashi's just too good of a name. Like, I've got a cousin named Nathan. Great guy, so it's not like I have any ill will towards the name, but Hayashi is just too cool.
Yeah. Sounds like a Lucha Libre wrestler. Or not Lucha Libre, like a... God, what was his name?
Like a samurai.
The Japanese wrestler.
Oh, like, not like Jushin Thunder Liger.
Jushin Thunder Liger. That's the one I was thinking of.
Was
wow.
Or,
wow. No, go on, Sophie.
Oh, slow, man. Have you not realized the sin of us doing that group watch of cats? That was the last thing anybody did in 2020.
Yeah, and then COVID hit. I think that's the reason COVID hit.
We created that. We're to blame. Ow. That was a fun night.
Hey, that's what you want to call it. That's the night I questioned if me and Mark were going to stay friends or not.
You just burned Mark's house down on the way out. He's worth it, not none. Aaron, I'm not gonna show you yet, but this blank sheet of paper I'm holding up, that's your Captain America sketch I'm doing for you.
Are you really?
Yeah. Because he did when I.
Oh,
he did. Yeah. When he did the Century Commission, which is badass. If you guys want a commission, get one from him. I've got to get a frame for it, but he sent me a Captain Britain one, and I was like, man, if a Brit sends me Captain Britain, I gotta send Captain America back to him. So he's got one coming. Oh, Corey's back.
Hey, Corey.
Hayabusa.
You're not far. I'll race down the roughs, and now I'm going to tightening up everything, and then start rendering and all that.
Yeah, I can't guarantee how long it'll take me, Aaron, but I'm definitely working on it. And then I've got a couple of things to send to Matt, so I'm probably just gonna send it to you guys together and let you meet up, and you guys can save me a little bit of money on shipping.
How's the kid, Corey? Is he all right?
I don't know, like, speaking of all these wrestlers, like, I used to think, like, Too Cold Scorpio doing that backflip leg drop from the top rope was bonkers. And, like, I remember when Jeff Hardy first started, like, 450 people, or was that him? No, that was
Juventud Guerrero.
Juventud Guerrero, that too. Man, that stuff was wild. I don't know if you've seen wrestling recently.
It's crazy. It's like skateboarding.
It was like watching when you were like, "Hey, Brad, have you seen a skate video lately?" Nah. Like, oh my God, Rodney Mullen was the start of this, but these people have taken it to a different level.
Yeah, they're taking it too far.
See you, Johnny.
Have a good night, man. Take care of yourself. Good, no stitches. Hurry up and get him home, put him in bed so you can come in here. The people want you.
Feed him some creme de la egger, and make him fall asleep.
Good movie.
Uh, his son got bored. We got a message 2 minutes before we were live. Kid bit through his lip. May not make the stream. What the hell?
Kid bit through his lip.
Yeah. I mean, Corey needs to run a blog and just call it birth control, because every time he tells the story, I'm just like, oof. Where the primates fell and busted his cheek open. The old basketball team
The old basketball team.
got dunked on. Plus Corey's son crying.
All right, looks like we got 15 viewers?
Yep, that's what
15
showing.
viewers. Mike Ono, do I know you?
Oh, it's Miko Ono. That's Amanda.
Oh, Miko Ono. I'm sorry. I just did that O looked like an E. Thanks, Amanda. Also, since Amanda's in here, at the end of the stream, she actually worked on a thanks for watching screen for me. It's still a work in progress, but it looks pretty stellar. So I went ahead and added it for tonight. So you guys will get to see that. It's pretty friggin' sweet.
Yeah. Did Amanda, did you do the logo for Justin's stream, the Memphis Mac? Because it is awesome. It is really cool. I know you did a lot of the setup and stuff and all the weight screens and things, but super, super great. Oh, look at Corey on me. I haven't even hit the like button. Whoopsies.
Smash that like button, y'all.
Yeah, Hayashi. That's a good art of Hayashi's good. It's gonna stick out. It's gonna, make you different than the other Nathans out there.
Yeah, Amanda, I got it on there tonight. I have the idea like you and I were talking about, but it's too cool to not put up there because basically the one that I had was just a piece of art and said thanks for tuning in, and that was it. So yours is much cooler.
Scoot and I were like, we did graphic design, and it's just like a cardboard sign that says thanks for watching. We don't even know how to we don't know how to end the stream, so I'm just holding it shakily up to the camera.
The way we end the stream is we let the battery on the camera run out.
Yeah, Amanda, that's really cool stuff with his.
Yeah, Justin stuff's cool.
For somebody who's just starting out his stream, he has way cooler graphics than he deserves.
It's very professional.
He should have a Word document up on his screen that says "Be back in a second." Just a bunch of like bored creative people we hang out with, which is good. Good energy to bring to the table. Oh, speaking of slow, I think we have to, or maybe Annie has to buy you a set of books because your Brandon Sanderson trilogy she had went up in the flyer, which
Through the fire and the flame.
Tad sad. I didn't even get to read them.
It didn't carry on.
Just cranking out this Venom.
Mm-hmm. Cranking out that Venom board. Oh.
I like that Corey's enjoying inking so much. He's thinking about framing and keeping the originals.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, Corey, you know these are coming. This is coming to you, right? It's the same guy that got the Cletus.
We were talking today about our favorite inkers, and I meant to say my least favorite inker in the entire world is you. I don't want you to ink anything. You don't have time.
Funny. That's my least favorite inker.
You don't have time. Don't ink shit. Like, there was one time where you're like, I think I'm going to ink the cover. I'm really, no, you're not inking the cover. Like when you're like, I don't like how Greyley looks on here. I'm like, just draw him, damn it. And you're like, I'm going to make him dynamic. And then I see him like, yeah, you did better.
I wish I could show you guys a preview of the double page spread, but there's spoilers running rampant on it. So.
Yeah, man, it'd be hard to get away with any kind of corner on it.
Yeah. It's wrong.
Mm. Yeah, I was looking into dropping into your podcast at some point, Aaron. Yeah, it's gonna.
I do. I have people for that now.
I'm.
I don't have to ink anymore.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, it gives you time to focus. But what that also means is when we go to a convention, we have to get Corey up here. So people are like, "Hey, can you do me this Venom? Will you ink it?" We're like, "Here you go." And we slide down there and we give him like a bag of Doritos.
It's like a bag of Doritos.
payment.
It's just like an assembly line of art.
Oh, Aaron, I've got the idea. I was talking about the Captain Britain Corps before you came on, and I was like, man, I thought Aaron was about to send me a joke after the last stream, and then he hit me with this idea, and it was wonderful. And I've got mine. I've got to like I don't know. Have you ever gotten where you know like I've got the characters and the main idea and theme, and I've just got to kind of figure out what I want the rest of the issue, and then I'm trying to figure out how like because I want our Captain Britain series to be like I said, every one's a self-contained series or story, but it's gonna build to something bigger, and so I'm trying to figure that out. But it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. You writers.
What's that?
Said you writers.
Yeah, I really like. I was telling like it would be cool to have like a bunch of writers, but at the same time it'd also be fun to like, oh, we just switch it, and it's just like get a bunch of artists and stuff, and you know, me and Aaron can tell like.
So Aaron,
I'll
you gonna try to do the page one comics thing?
Oh, that'd be fun.
You haven't talked about that yet, have you? I mean, I don't guess there's really much to talk about.
Yeah, like David Philpott and Jimmy Reyes did Dragon Rage. I think A Cradle of Ember was the first issue, 32-page story. And they're doing a second issue, and I don't know if it's going to be the second issue it's in, but they're doing a writer contest where you have to do a 5-page script, and then they're going to pick a winner, maybe a couple of winners, I'm not sure. They're going to pick a winner at least, and they're going to draw it, ink it, color it, letter it, and put it in the back of one of their damn books, which is super cool because every other writer contest I've ever come up against is like, yes, we want your script, but we want it fully drawn. And man, that's cool, but like me and Scoot have tried that, and it's usually like you hear about these things and you have like a month to figure them out. But like I've got to write a 5-page script, and I've got till July 30 or July 10th. Like that's no problem. The book's gonna be here in a week or so, and I'm gonna read it, do a little research, sit on it, and then write a script.
Oh, did you get the book?
Yeah. I had to contact Dave Philpott, but he got it for me.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I meant to back that, and then I just kept putting it off, and
yeah.
Jimmy Reyes' stuff is cool, and I was glad to see him like starting a company.
If yeah, I'm hoping like when I send mine in, because like I have an email account for comic stuff, and got my phone number on the bottom, and I'm hoping like I send mine in, and an hour later I just get a call, and Dave Philpott's like, "We want you to write your own series." And I was like, "I know you do.
I know you do.
I know you do." Yeah, jumped on the Hammerella Indiegogo because Corey was hyping it so much, and saying when Hammerella issue 1 comes in has turned into the new when this COVID thing's over. It seems to never happen, but I'm still waiting for it. Aaron, I'm gonna send what's his name? Matt said he wanted to back Dragon Rage, but the shipping was more than the entire damn book. So after I read it and kind of dissect it and absorb all I need to write my submission, I'm gonna send it to Matt so you can make it, you guys can sit and read it and I don't know, have tea or a Guinness or something. Be super English.
You guys should read it to each other.
Two voices. I honestly didn't know I didn't know what Dragon Rage was until Corey posted up and was like, "Hey, they're doing a writer contest." And so, not only he says he's riding Scoot's coattails, but he's, you know, making splashes with people all over Twitter and helping us all out. So
That's true.
yeah, I'm not really upset at Hammerella. Like it. First of all, the art looks awesome, and it looks like it's gonna be a great book. And then every time it's like, "Hey, we're delaying it to add 15 more pages," so it's not like it's not Mighty Number 9 or something on Kickstarter, which was a catastrophe. I don't know.
Did that ever come out?
Yeah, and when they apparently it came out and it sucked everything it could. Yeah, like it was terrible because they pushed it back several times and like moved funds. And when they asked the creator about it, he said, "Well, at least it's out." And yeah, it got a lot of hate. And I backed it for like $90 to get some deluxe edition, and I canceled it right before I went to France because I needed all the money I could get.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad I did. Now, like, I backed De La Soul doing their new album on Kickstarter, and that took a very long time to come out. But it was a solid album. It was great, so it was worth the wait. We just took all the mats in around here. Yeah. I like these streams because it's all of our, like, Target / I guess Memphis friends, and then all of our comic creator friends. It's like the DC Marvel crossover we all wanted.
Oh.
Been going at it for about an hour.
Really?
Getting
Okay. I should be able to finish this. Yeah.
This is gonna be a beginning to end finisher.
Besides the sketch cards last week.
Yeah, when we all meet, all of our comic creator people meet up in Iowa for our first big retreat of us indie folks. We'll Aaron can just go around and tuck all the mats in. Probably won't be the weirdest thing that happens if we're at Corey's house.
That's true. Corey, do you think your wife would let us all spend the night?
Yeah. And by that time, the kids should have bunk beds, and we can all just bunk with them. That won't be weird.
Yeah. Then we'll play on that little inflatable water jungle thing that he had.
And he'll grill out with his little pineapple tray.
Yeah. I'll grill the food.
So what's everybody been reading out there? Comics, manga, books. I think I just finished my 22nd book. If anybody likes Andy Weir, like who did The Martian or Artemis, Project Hail Mary has been my favorite book of the year. It was exceptional.
Do you know Kenny Porter? He's a writer for
Hamilton the Bay Porter?
No. He writes for DC, but he's also he writes a bunch of stuff, but he's one of Stegman's friends and he comes on the podcast a lot.
Sounds familiar.
But apparently he reads a lot, and he said he's up to like 200 books this year already.
200 books? Like, how did he do anything? Like, I mean, I love. Okay, I know who he is. Man, what has he done that I know? I know, like, I'm a a medium range speed reader. Like I actually have a few friends that like if I get into a series, I know to make sure I'm like 75% of the way through the series before I suggest it to them. Otherwise, they'll catch up and like pass me.
Yeah.
But still, like last year, I made a determined effort and read 51 books, and that was still just that was rough.
I'll never do that.
I've been reading a lot of I found the Project Gutenberg online where you can get free books and you get free ebooks is what they are. And there's a lot of really old like speculative science fiction and some of those books like all those kind of crazy things from like Amazing Stories and all those old sci-fi anthologies. And I've been reading some really great stuff out of that. Yeah, Mark, like I don't know if I've probably read 200 comics this year, but I mean that half of that was just Ten of Swords, so Philip, I'm afraid to ask, what is that book? Because I'm not Googling that.
Not at all. Yep, we are streaming. We are live. I posted up on all my social media, so I try to give people a heads up when we're doing it.
Speaking of books, I'm actually gifting a book to Nathan's wife, which I suppose we can just call my sister-in-law since he's basically our brother.
I'd say so.
I'm actually surprised Nathan has never dropped in on us.
Me too.
I don't know if you guys have Kindles and you have friends and you're not buying books for each other, you need to rethink your friendships. That's the best thing about it. Okay.
So now that we've been going for a while, how's the dual mic setup sound to everybody? Does it sound okay? Can you hear Brad better than you could in the past?
Oh, we can always hear. Thanks.
Uh-oh, the rabbit's not out there, is it?
I don't see him. I've gotten 2 people reading Project Hail Mary. Basically Andy Weir's agent these days.
Project Pack the Demon Child. I've been listening to that Prophet Posse album a lot lately.
Mark, what are you talking about? I could have swore I thought I sent you Percy Jackson and the Olympian, and the Lightning Thief. What?
Amanda, what do you mean? Like, is mine too low or
Mark,
is it
what
too
email?
high?
Mark, what email address do you use? I'm gonna send you a book right now.
Maybe if I bring it closer to me. And I block Brad's sound. I become a sound wall for Brad.
Is there's a book on here called Captured by COVID that's a COVID romance novel that I've got for you, ready to go. Man, Venom knows all about this kind of stuff.
I know, man. It's too high. Okay, hold on. Let me try to fix something.
Aaron, I hope you mean you like the Percy Jackson books because they're the bomb.
All right, let me know if that helps. It's about the same sensitivity that Brad has on his mic. Yeah, we've been trying to figure out how to get rid of the reverb because we knew that there would be some reverb, especially when we get hype or when we laugh out loud, we LOL all over the floor. But apparently these mics are kind of hard to eliminate all that. I've messed with a lot of the compressors and stuff, but I'm no pro. I'm just kind of learning as I go. And then since I don't always have Brad here, I can't just keep testing things because obviously the decibel level is going to be different for my voice than it is for his voice. So.
I guess because I usually buy.
I'm listening to it, and it kind of sounds like it's like you're in a cathedral, and it's like echoing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It sounds kind of weird.
And people are just chanting in the background. Mark, it's probably because I buy you trades. Like, I bought you Rick Remender's entire Uncanny X-Force run, so that was probably why I don't buy you books as much. Oh, okay. Yeah, man, like right now on my Kindle, I've got, I think, 65 books that I haven't read, and only about 3 of them are rereads I've got lined up, but it's, I'll never run out of things to read. There's always something new to find. Like, when I first became a reader back when I was just out of high school, when I was 18, I read Harry Potter, and that's what got me into it, got me into reading. And I kind of chased that high for a while, and I was like, oh, nothing will ever compare to this. And then I kind of got over like the honeymoon period and started finding all these books I love, and just slowly over time, like I used to read like 10 books a year, and then it got up to where now I average about 30, somewhere between 35 to 50. Oh, I bought you all of Scott Pilgrim. I think I bought you Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley too, because it's a book about working in the restaurant industry. So you're gonna 100% get it and love like all the jokes and stuff in it. Scoot chair movement now. Just little hands up here.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine, man. It's whatever.
Actually, it's not even supporting my back right there.
Yeah. Mark is the comic book Sherlock Holmes to my Moriarty, and I found someone who can keep up with me here. So I have to buy him comics so we can keep talking about it, and also so we can create our tulpas, like making Hickman head of X. Yeah, Riordan is, man, I read so many of his books last year. I read all of the Olympians, the first 5 books, and then I read the Heroes of Olympus over again. Then I finished like the last 3 Apollo books. And like those went from like lighthearted, lots of goofy fun to like, oh, here's your heart, let me crush it under a steamroller. And
Sounds like good reading.
yeah, it was fun. And then I like that he was retiring from writing after the fifth Apollo book, and then like COVID hit, and he couldn't go back to school for his doctorate, so he wrote a new book. Mark and I already have like we have like a mutual understanding that if one of us ever takes office, all that's required when you sign, like, you don't have to swear on a Bible, you don't have to swear on a holy text. It just has to be a hardback book. So Mark and I have made a promise that if one of us ever goes to public office, we're swearing in on the House of X Powers of 10 by Jonathan Hickman. And then there are segments of that we have to read at our wedding and or our funeral. So we're just covering all bases. Yeah, Mark, I'll read some passages for you, but I might be out of the eulogy obituary business for a long time. Yep, Corey is definitely going to ink this.
Yep. This will be going straight to him.
Yeah, I've been the series I've been reading recently is, we talked about it last time, but Slow wasn't in here. I'm on book 14 of the Dresden Files, and those are super fun. They're good because, like, man, I was afraid. I was like, oh my gosh, there's 17 books right now, and if I get sucked into this, that's all I'm gonna read for, like 3-4 months. But they're good. They have a beginning, middle, and end almost every book, so you can read one and then stop and read another book and then come back to the series, and you don't have to invest all of your time into it. I don't know, Mark. I think Mark can base his campaign on the fact that, like, he has been, like, he can make it seem like he takes care of, like, kids and helps educate less fortunate people, but in the end what he's really doing is just teaching Hooters girls about comics and comic lore. Where I gosh, I don't want to talk about it. I guess you haven't watched Loki, have you? Okay, we won't talk about Loki then. But there was some. My neck beard came out after that when I saw people online. The actually started. There's some stuff that people just don't understand. The casual fans were blowing up. But Mark apparently had to take all the Hooters girls to school. Yeah, I'm the same way. So, like, the Dresden books are incredibly fun, and they just get better and better with each one. Book 12 kind of threw me for a loop. I think this book 12 changes, but the next book was just exceptional, and they're always fun. But yeah, like I said, I just stop and I'll read something else. I've been rereading Andy Weir. I'm gonna reread the gosh, what are they called? The Expanse series, because book 9's coming out this year, so I want to read all 8 of them again before November. Helen Wecker, who did, or my name might be Helene Wecker, who wrote The Golem and the Genie, has the Hidden Palace. That's a sequel that's coming out like 6 years later now. So I'm looking forward to that. So there's a bunch of books I need to reread. So it's nice to not have anything that's just like drawing me into something too heavy. Yeah, I'll have to talk to you about Loki. I was talking to Justin a little bit about it today, but it's still too fresh and I don't want to spoil anything.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
Hey, Sophie.
Yeah, I agree, Slow. It's the Dresden Files are episodic in the best way, to where you could really, I was telling somebody the other day, like I was telling my cousin, I was like, if you were, on a desert island and you know, the plane crashed, but book 8 of the series of the Dresden Files fell in your lap. You don't have to be like, darn, I wish I had 1 through 7. Just start in book 8, and it'll give you all the relevant information you need. You may not understand every single thing, but you don't have to read them in order, and then you don't have to make note of every little thing. It all just, it builds, and he definitely it rewards long-term readers, but he doesn't do it at the expense of new readers, which I really enjoy.
What's wrong, Sophie? Oh, Sophie's getting anxious. You want that rabbit to come back, don't you?
Yeah, I was looking up the issues with the council, anything where the Council of Reeds have shown up, because I was trying to see if they call them like Big Brain or something, but the MC2 where Mayday Parker's Spider Girl, I was trying to see if that Reed was part of the Council of Reeds, but he's just a brain in like a vat at that point. Hey, Russ.
What, Sophie? She will not stop hitting my arm.
Yeah. I actually have the Bobaverse. I have the first book on my Kindle wish list. I just haven't bought it yet. But me, I'm definitely sci-fi. I love, like, I actually been too into fantasy recently, so that's why I've been stopping. And this year, like, I'll read a Dresden File book, and then I'll read a science fiction book, and then like even I read the first Witcher book, so I stopped and read a science fiction book, then another Dresden File. So I've been trying to cut it and keep it to where I'm keeping up with my science fiction, especially Scoot and I've been working on B-movie saga so much. I gotta stay in the genre. I like Matt Gargan as Venom. It was a fun, like the Dark Reign stuff with that Bendis did with the Dark Avengers, where Norman put them together. If you ever get the complete collection of the Dark Avengers, it's a solid story from beginning to end. Super fun, just like the weirdos he put together and how they all don't match, and then how he was able to manipulate the Century through all of it. Just really fun stuff. And then like the Dark X-Men that went along with a lot of the stuff in the Dark Reign was a lot of fun. Like, it was one of those things, kind of like Superior Spider-Man. You knew it wasn't going to sustain long term, but it was an exceptionally fun storytelling. What happened?
The fish died.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love in Dark X-Men when the Dark Avengers come to, I think, where were the X-Men based at the time? They were mostly in San Francisco, because it was when they moved. The Dark X-Men, I think, was when they moved to Utopia off the California coast. And I love, like, the Dark Avengers come down, and the X-Men are all pairing off to fight them, and Namor's like, I got the Sentry, and they're all like, did Namor just say he was going to fight the Sentry? And, I mean, he gave it a good college try.
Man, he studied real hard.
He did not win. No real publisher. It's just gonna be indie published. Me and Scoot call our group the Brute Studios, because just our name's portmanteaued, and yeah, it's just gonna be funded out of our pockets.
Out of Brad's pocket. But yeah, the first story we're doing is it's an 8-page story because Brad wrote it for an anthology we were gonna be part of.
Yeah, like if we could go back, I would love this story to be. It's one of the things where I would love it to be a full 20-page comic, but it's almost it would be so hard to do now, because I just picture it as 8 pages.
Yeah.
It's how I see it. So. And also, if I went back and expanded, you'd have to redraw basically everything.
Yeah.
And there's no point in that. So we're just going to leave it. And it kind of makes sense, especially as you get to the end, and like there's a gag at the end to where the action's going really fast. and it doesn't work if I had 4 pages for that. It wouldn't be as fun, you know.
Yeah.
So
It's cool too because I'll be able to use it as a shoppable portfolio. Because most portfolios editors, if you show them your portfolio, they want to see 8 pages.
yeah, we've got some printers and stuff. Some people we've had some stuff go through that we're probably going to do. We'll do like I mean, it'll depend on what the cost is, but it will not be more than 500 copies of that. But I think what we'll do is we're gonna print the 8 pages, get Scoot to do like an eye catcher, and then we're gonna print his pencils, just his raw pencils. So
And we've talked about doing the
Scoot.
first anthology story as well.
Yeah.
That we already did. We did an anthology story of B Movie Saga. God, when was it now? 2017, 2018?
2017, yeah.
Wow, so
And
far,
then-
so long ago. But we thought about we had Matt Seaborn re-ink my pages because when I was inking, I was rushing
Yeah.
because we were meeting a deadline. We
I
were
think
not
you-
gonna not meet that deadline.
Yeah, which once again Scoot and I lost excessive amounts of sleep. There was times where basically every day that he was off, I was leaving work, driving out to Oakland, and then which is a 45-minute drive, and then we were working on the comic together, and then it was down to the wire because we had to have it printed out and have a digital file ready to go. And at the time, Scoot and I are like, man, all these people have had a year to prepare, and we've only had a month. We're so behind, and we get there, and we were the most prepared. Like we were the only ones with the digital file ready. Most of the people didn't have their stuff done to where they extended the deadline a damn month.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't like to toot our own horn, but I think we took it the most serious.
Yeah, well, Dale had his ready to go.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, like there were a few people, but yeah, for sure, Aaron. I'm like, there'll be like, if you want some, I'll just ship over, 10, 15 copies, maybe 20, and just let you throw them on the shelf, keep a few, hand them out. Like, I know I'm gonna go to every comic shop around town and just be like, here, sell these. I don't need the money. Just
Do your thing.
$2 and let people have them and get our little recognition out there. But it's definitely going to be a very limited first run, and if for some reason like if we do, I'm hopefully wanting to print 250 copies. I think that'll be fine. And then if for some reason it just blows up and we run out, we'll probably have Scoot do a variant cover and then reprint it. So if anybody has the original 250, then you're good to go. You've got like a cool collector's item. That's how I thought.
That'd
Think it'd be
super
fun.
cool. Yeah.
But yeah, so it'll be full colors, fully done, and then the second half will be raw dog Scoot, I think is what you want to call it.
Raw dogs, yeah, that's what we're gonna call it. And I've shown it before, but if y'all want me to show you the cover, I'll show you the cover again.
Yeah, but Aaron, if you make any money off of it, just hold on to it until we come over and buy us a beer or something. Cause there's a lot of stereotypes that aren't true. When I come to England, we're drinking in a pub. You gotta. Yeah, that's how we'll do everything. The Wilder Talents I'm working on will be just published straight out of the garage. No barcode, no ISBN number, nothing. Just guys doing it by the seat of their pants, figuring it out. Now, what would be super cool is if one day somebody picked it up and then everybody's got these, hard to find indie copies before they're mass produced and on the shelves of comic, they're in diamond or something. So that'd be fun.
That would be
Always
super
fun
cool.
always fun to think about.
Yep.
I know sometime down the line there's going to be an art book, just because Scoot has so many sketches and things that
Concept
do.
art.
But the same way, we're probably also just going to do like a poor man digital distribution where we're like, hey, we'll send you the PDF. Just send us, like a pay whatever. What are the pay as you pay whatever you want thing? Where like, hey, here's $1. Like, cool. What's your email? I'll send it to you. I don't know.
Just hoping to get our names out there.
Though luckily they'll see Corey's name on there and be like, how much do you guys want? How many issues? How much money a month? there's a couple. I mean, you always Kate's had a good like an early. I don't listen to many podcasts nowadays. I listen to just a few, and they're all about like Bigfoot and shit. Um, but I listened to early Stegman and Kate's. They were talking about how he was planning out when he first talked to Stegman, and he was planning out all of the issues, and he had like this, double-digit issue run. And somebody asked him, "Well, what happens if it gets canceled?" And he was like, "Who cares? Plan the story as you need and believe in your, hype your shit." And I think that's how we are. Like, I think if Scoot and I did the first 3 issues of B Movie Saga, I could pitch it to someone and get it picked up. Especially because I'd be like, here's the first arc ready to go, and then here are my plans for the next 15 issues. People would say, I mean, just being able to say, okay, well, we've got 3 months of issues. Scoot's got 3 months to crank out the next issue. And, I think having something ready to go is impressive to people. So if we can get something like that going, it wouldn't be Marvel. It wouldn't be any like DC or Image, but there are plenty of smaller publishers out there looking for stuff that could really help us.
And companies that we like too.
What's that?
So there's a bunch of companies out there that we like,
yeah.
that aren't Marvel and DC.
I mean, yeah, it's Marvel and DC are both wonderful, but man, there are so many just little side things. Jonathan French is our cousin, one of our cousins. He writes the books, the Lotland series, the Gray Bastards, the True Bastards, and the Free Bastards, which Free Bastards will be out later this year. If you like excessive violence, sex, and profanity, is it a fantasy book for you?
It's doing really well now.
It's an exceptional read, and I just have to tell everybody, like, this is not a child's read. This is not Narnia. This is not Lord of the Rings. You got to be ready for it. But he recently did a blurb for Vault Comics on one of their new high fantasy books, and he said he doesn't know if they're using it yet, but they emailed him and asked if he would read the first issue and write a blurb for him, which was pretty cool. Matt, I don't like to tell anything early, but I did have had a series I was working on that I had artist and ink ready to go, and I needed a colorist, and you were in my short list for sure. Because I thought I saw it and I was like, I think he could color this and it would turn out great. But that's the fun thing about having a close community, You call on somebody and be like, "Hey, you want to work on this? You want to?" Corey, you sell yourself short, but your art, your original pencils are fun.
Yeah,
I like them.
They really are.
You're getting every time you post something new, they're super fun, super good, better than what I've been doing. I've been practicing, and you and Matt both. Which Matt Seaborn back actually just has. I sent him several scripts because he wanted to practice his sequentials, and so we'll see. I haven't heard from him, so either he's for once too tired to actually work on them, or my scripts are such trash he doesn't want to work on them. But we'll see. I like that Corey was even coloring a few things there to get Iker back in the game. We're about to ask the Supple Boys to just remove Iker from the chat.
Hell, get off of there.
Yeah, like Matt's gonna message me and be like, "Hey, you sent me this full script, and what do you think about it?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's sent a couple of pages. It's gonna be the whole comic."
Yeah, ready to go.
It's like Greendale. Our motto's aim low. Yeah, I don't know if Renaissance men are a thing anymore, but if so, Matt's it. And man's a musician and artist. Like I'm sure he's inventing like a new branch of calculus on the side and like doing scientific experiments or something. Getting that render down.
Yeah, I love her.
Zanus. Slow, so clearly you watch it. What's your favorite episode of Community? Mine has and will always be. Oh gosh, what is it? I think it's well, I'm gonna look up the name so I don't mess it up. It's in season 1. Comparative religion, where the guy wants to fight Jeff, and they keep saying it's the holiest day of the year, and they're like, again, it's December 10th. That episode is phenomenal from beginning to end. Dude, Ashley just walked out into the garden. I almost jumped up and left you. I was like, somebody's coming through. You're on your own.
It's gonna be one of those videos on YouTube, though. Caught on camera ghost videos. I find rendering to be very, very therapeutic. How about you, Corey? Do you find my rendering very therapeutic? I didn't say pubic, I meant therapeutic. Oh, there goes Sophie. Is there a puppy dog emoji? Can we get some puppy dogs in the chats for Sophie?
I don't know what rendering is. I like one time I was like, "Hey Scoot, how do I shade this?" And I sent you a picture. Like, where's the sun? I don't know. And
Is that the one I had to send it back and I had to edit it on my phone?
Yeah,
So it was just like giant red blobs all over your picture.
it was good though. It helped me a lot. And then, gosh, Iker is already wanting us three to you, me, and Corey to be.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about color theory. It's like, oh no,
No, we're not.
this is green.
Just do what you want.
Yeah, just make it hype.
Just make it hype.
Like I said, unless there's a story reason for something, then I don't know. Oh, look at all the puppies in the chat.
Call them puppy dogs. I still don't know much about emojis.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out chains. Like,
Yeah.
I'm in the Stegman live streams and I'm just like, chains. They're like, what is wrong with that guy?
Man's like, chain.
Oh no.
Chain. Ooh.
No, that old man, he is the professor emeritus of color. I remember the first time we talked to him, we'd known Iger for like a month.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, let's talk about this thing we're working on. And he's like, what color are these aliens? I was like, man, I never really thought about it. He's like, what color do they bleed? I was like, I just said I didn't think about what color their skin was. What makes you think I thought about their blood?
You're fired.
Yeah. There's a great meme that's you'll see people that say, hey, can you tell me about blank? And or what do you think about blank? And the first message says, "I'm glad you asked." And the next file that's sent in the text is like a 6-hour audio file. And Mark and I have it to where it says, "Hey, why do you like comics?" And it's like, "I'm glad you asked." And Iker's is color all day. Like that guy, I think he's like a mantis shrimp. He sees more colors than the rest of us. Next time slows down here, we're going to Chili's because we're getting in a fight no matter what. That's a community joke.
I figured.
Oh my gosh. The fan base of that show got a little out of hand, and it was still didn't ruin it. Still a great show. $24 to 2 hours, man. You're almost gonna finish this, and or you are going to.
I may. Yeah, we'll see. It's been fun.
Oh my god. The other day, I have no clue why. I guess because we lean into stereotypes in our creator chat, so like, there's lots of jokes about sweet tea and whatever our joke is,
Whatever
our
it is that Iowa does.
yeah, scarecrows and harvest it.
That was
but
too much.
Iker's like, "I won't be chatting today, guys. Got the kayak loaded up on the stand and going fishing." And we're like, "You're what?" And he sent a picture of his new Mustang with a kayak strapped to the top and all of his fishing gear. And I was like, I just need to see him walking his pet gator because I know he has one. If Corey's Captain Iowa, he's Captain Florida.
I mean, it's doing Florida right.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So it's better than Community. At least didn't go Rick and Morty where people just scream at you about it, and even Dan Harmon wants his fans to back off. You don't have your video doing time lapse, do you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, because I guess it is streaming.
Yeah.
I for some reason thought it was. I'm used to you having your phone up there. Yeah, Captain Bath Salt uses him to power himself to fight crime. Which, funny. I mean, I guess it shows my ignorance of the drug world. Is I thought bath salts were really like people were sniffing like
Are
Epsom
they
salt.
not?
It's not. It's
Oh,
actually like a
okay.
drug of some sort. And somebody told me that I was like, I thought people were just like people eating Tide Pods or sniffing
Yeah.
like Windex. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna snort Epsom salt and go wild.
That's exactly what I thought it was.
It's not. I couldn't tell you what it is, but
I was like, why are they still selling bath bombs in stores? people getting crunk. Because we come together.
his nemesis the junkie. I think his nemesis is just gooch sweat, like.
Oh, that just sounds bad.
Because God, it was absurdly humid here, and then our cousin in Florida's like, yeah, it's 90, it's 50% more humid here.
More humid than humid.
Yeah.
That white zombie humidity.
I think your little sketch you did on the paper is
Right
is the best part of the stream.
Fish. We need goldfishes in the chat.
Oh.
It wasn't DJT, was it?
Hey, is you folks out there that know about emojis?
It wasn't DJT. Was
Is there a
the orange one?
it wasn't.
It was the white one.
Is there goldfish emojis? Because we just had a goldfish pass away
Just now.
now.
Right before you.
Let's see if I can do this.
We knew he wasn't doing good today, but
He got really sick and I medicated him and he just died.
There's a tuna, an angelfish, and a pufferfish.
is there a wife emoji? We got wives. Can we get a wife emoji in the chat?
No, it's unfair. Ooh.
Where Corey had the basketball team, we basically have a farm that we live with.
A cow came through.
Did you figure out how to send an emoji? Look at you.
Bub's Comics, yeah. It's Philip's comic book shop. Hey, Bub, what's out new?
Don't give up, Bubba.
So Slow, I know you watch comic movies. Have you watched the Snyder Cut? Because
I still haven't brought myself to watch that yet.
I guess anybody in the chat, if you watched it, let me know how much you didn't enjoy it. Or if you liked it, you liked it. We're not gonna flush that thing, Bub's Comics. We're gonna go give it a memorial, get some Roman candles out, fire some guns in there like Americans.
That's what we do.
Oh man.
What'd you say?
She said it's too big to flush. I disagree.
No, we're
Because this big.
we're not flushing it. It's a
You can't flush it.
he was a
It's
big
huge. I've had it for
goldfish.
years.
Yeah, he was a big goldfish.
Let's see.
Poor
You
guy.
gonna put him in the garden so he'll fertilize your stuff?
Maybe I'll put it out there in the front.
You're gonna go up to the rabbit,
rabbit?
digging him up and eating him up.
The rabbit's gonna be tearing that fish apart.
Yeah, Aaron, that's how I felt. My one sentence review of the Snyder Cut is better doesn't mean good. The epilogue was okay with Batman using profanity and threatening to kill someone. That went over well. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, when the bar's so low, like you can't do limbo with WBDC stuff. Like Kitty Pryde couldn't get under that bar.
It's pretty messed up.
Oh my god. Let's get out of here. I don't know. I felt like when me, Dwayne, and Mark were watching that, and it just felt like a kid. I was like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" I know this is 4 hours, but how much more time do we have on this? Just was. It's still I think the thing is DC suffered from the beginning is they were trying to play catch up with Marvel, and they should never have been trying to do that. Anytime DC or Marvel have ever tried to copy the other, it's turned out really poor. And so they should. Oh my god, Dwayne said sushi.
That's awful.
But you need to stay in your lane and do your own thing. And I mean, it was basically like Iron Man 1, The Incredible Hulk, Captain America, and Thor 1 with the Avengers. I think they could have done better if they did a show, give like an hour to each character to build them up. Maybe give Wonder Woman and Batman 1 together, show them kind of getting the crew together, and then do your big epilogue. But that's Zack Snyder, though. He makes long, lagging movies that just have... I think Mark and I were talking about this, too, because we watched the new Army of the Dead or whatever, and I just always feel like there's something off on pacing. That's only a 2.5-hour movie, and it just felt like I was there for so long. Like, you have to be ready to invest time. But, like, I can watch Endgame, and, whoa, hey, Murph Biscuit. And,
There he is.
never feel like it's like dragging. Never feel like the pace falls. I don't know.
And that's not even like a biased sounding thing. Like, it's just from somebody watching a movie or from storytelling standpoint. It's not just because you like Marvel, but
That is a good review. It was a movie. That's like when all the good old boys start ranting at work about all their weird Facebook conspiracy theories, and I was like, that is a complete sentence, and then just go about my day. And yeah, they like or Aaron, I don't know, because DC does great animated stuff. Like even like the stuff I grew up watching, and then all like the stuff I've seen recently. I've never not enjoyed any of it, but I don't know where they went wrong with the movies. I don't know if it's how much of it's Joss Whedon's fault. I don't know how much of it's WB's fault. I don't know how much of it's Zack Snyder's fault. I don't know. That's true. Some people are like that. Some people can direct, they just can't write. I mean, it's always. I mean, then you get people who can write movies, and then you get people like Michael Bay who just trash them. So it just kind of depends. Yeah, I never saw any of the Shazam. But once again, I mean, I'm not the best person to talk about DC because in the end I'm not a huge DC guy. I read Superman comics now and then, and I've read like the beats of Batman, the big ones you're supposed to read. Um, but I've always been more of a Marvel guy. And that's Kazam now, because with Amanda, that movie's perfect. That or Steel. Shaq is the best supporting character in life now because like he'll just pop up everywhere and it's always amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, he's like 8 feet 12, and so he sticks out anywhere. Like he was at a Jonas Brothers concert and he's just like hanging out. And just, smart guy, did what he was supposed to do,
Yeah,
saved money.
he's usually very generous with his money too.
Mm.
Got
Yeah, I
all
don't
these
know.
tongue ripples.
Yeah, I don't know. My intro to Zack Snyder was 300, and I mean that movie's fun. Uh, I don't know. I'd say I want to see him do something original, but the last thing he did was that one with gosh, what was it called? The main character's name was Baby Doll. And it was like some weird American live action anime, and it was just like all the characters had no soul. Like Shang Tsung took them.
Your brother's son is mine.
You talk about Dwayne Johnson always plays himself. He's always the big buff guy who's slightly humorous.
And it works.
It's like the highest paid actor in Hollywood, so I guess he's doing something right.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you've seen Chris Hemsworth, how buff he is for the new movie. It's freaky. Sucker Punch, there you go. Thank you, people, for knowing more than I do. I don't know. I think the biggest thing about the Snyder Cut is now everybody thinks that every studio always quashes people's artistic freedom, and they're just like, release this cut or this cut and this cut. And you're like people are now like begging for like a 4 hour cut of Revenge of the Sith, and you're like, that was George Lucas. George Lucas made that as long as he wanted. He did. George Lucas. I don't think anybody has had as much control over a movie than George Lucas had over the prequels. It was his studio, his writing, his direction, his cast. Everything was his way. He never had to like have Disney come up and go, "Hey, you can't do that in this movie. It's not what we're going for." He did everything. So saying that like trying to say that there needs to be a longer cut of one of his movies makes zero sense. I mean, if you want to redo them, sure. If you want to make that argument, fine. But you can't make it like, oh, George Lucas really was stifled. He's not even part of the Directors Guild. He does whatever he pleases.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope he's the Scorpion King from Mummy 2, the CGI at the end.
The best CGI. Okay. Oh yeah, 8:50. It's gonna be a little over 2 hours. I hope you guys don't mind. If you need to go, y'all can go. I'm in the home stretch. I gotta finish this thing.
Scoot's out here printing his own money. Are you doing all 5 of them? Then gonna send them all to Corey, and then
Yeah, probably.
dang.
Because he, the guy that's getting these just, I told him, I was like, man, my schedule's crazy. I'll get to him as I can, but he went ahead and paid for them all. So
Oh shoot, okay. So you gotta do them.
yeah.
Dude, I'll watch all 3 Lord of the Rings director's cuts anytime anybody ever wants to. They are good from beginning to end. I can't even watch the original, like the theatrical cut now. Just feels like something's missing. Yeah. Dan Slott he can write some comics sometimes, but his hot takes are not good. He said Dan Slott's hot take is the theatrical cut of any movie is always better than the director's cut. I disagree because the extended editions of Lord of the Rings, which those might have been the original cut before people, like those had to be slimmed down. You had to take them out, but I don't know. I can think of plenty where director's cut made things better. I'll just stick with Dan Slott's Silver Surfer run, Superior Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, Spider Island, super fun, just for its absurdity. I know Mark is, I think he has a shrine to Slott's Fantastic Four run right now.
Mark's a Dan slut.
Yeah, Matt, how many commissions do you have from Scoot now? I think you're doing the Summers family, right? A man of culture. I remember the day where I was the one who would get all your art. Now my Scoot art folder is really slim.
You got some of my favorite pieces though.
Yeah, that Annihilus is, what is that? 4 years old now.
Whenever you graduated college.
Yeah, 2016. So 5 years old, and it still looks fucking sweet. Like, one of those things where Marvel's ever like just pulling, variant covers for stuff. You're just like, hey guys, I have this Annihilus if you want to use it, for
the Michael Turner homage is one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's the Superior Spidey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alien's director cut is fun. Scoot's never seen Alien, so we've got to sit him down and watch that because it is. I don't do a lot of horror, so I need like a subgenre, and so science fiction horror works for me, and that movie holds up. Dude, I've got. Damn, do I have a Cyclops from you currently? I have a very old Cyclops. Dude, Scoot hates it so much. He makes me put it at the back of my portfolio.
It was when I first started getting back into drawing.
It's good. I mean, technically good. Like you could tell you knew enough about anatomy and stuff, but it's not up to your standards now. I understand, but yeah. Definitely. Dude, you got to get Cable Havoc, then you get Scott. You got to get Gabriel Vulcan. Then you can go ahead and get Corsair with the Starjammers. Nobody ever remembers the Summers mom. Poor Mrs. Summers. You know, weirdly enough, as much as I love sci-fi, I've never seen Blade Runner, so I've got to watch that at some
I've
point.
never seen Blade Runner either.
Like I like Harrison Ford too. Like
I watched Tron for the first time.
Which one?
I watched both of them.
oh huh.
And a lot of people didn't like Tron Legacy. I thought it was enjoyable.
It's just like I'd seen like all the Terminator movies, but the first one until, geez, like 2010 maybe. Like it was not fast enough.
Yeah.
Dude, I love when so back in 2014, 15 when they did the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars, they did a Battle World tie-in called Inferno, and Madeline Pryor was in it as the Goblin Queen, and when they previewed it, she had her normal like upside down V cut, I guess an A cut under boob. And when the book came out like a month later, the cover had her suit magically lower, and I guess they just didn't approve the underboob on the cover, which I don't get. There's plenty of boobage on comics all the time, but inside the costume stayed unaltered. It was pretty funny because they asked the writer of it if there was anything he didn't get to do, and he said, "Yeah, I didn't get underboob like I wanted." Oh man, maybe. Catherine Ann, is that Cyclops' mom's name? Even I don't know that. About to look it up. He's from Anchorage, Alaska. I knew he crashed in Anchorage, Alaska. I didn't know that. Like, Catherine Summers, he wasn't lying.
Nice.
Yeah, like Cyclops' motto is "Go forth and be fruitful." He's the Corey King. He just keeps on having babies till he can't anymore. Yeah, the Summers family is weird and dysfunctional. Ann Summers. Catherine Ann Summers.
Sounds like she's from the South.
Yeah. Southern Belle.
Catherine Ann does declare.
Still don't think I'm over that Sinister commission. I don't ever want to see you draw Sinister again.
I have to.
Oof.
Mark has a commission.
Oh
that he
god.
paid me for.
Dude, he's probably gonna want the big plumage cape he's wearing in the Hickman run right now too.
Yeah, because when he paid me for that commission, those weren't even out yet.
He knew they were coming. Mark and I knew in our hearts that Hickman was bringing us perfection. Yeah, I've got a lot of. I stick with just Cyclops. I've got a lot of his series. Um, and hot take on my favorite character, Cyclops is probably not meant to be a solo series kind of guy. I think he's better as a team. Like a lot of the X-Men are that way, but I really think Scott Summers should be. He needs people to support him because being like the Boy Scout straight shooter, he works better when he's like with others to play off of. we're getting sleepy. Scoot's just wrecking this thing.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
Yeah, I can tell. I don't know where all the rendering goes, but I can kind of tell when you're winding down.
It's good to get this done in one sitting, though.
Me and Aaron's next series is going to be a Cyclops series, but where his team's nothing but different versions of himself from timelines and universes. Maybe from the manga verse where Wolverine took his eye.
All right. Think we are.
Dude, a minute over 9 o'clock. Nailed it. 2 hours. Still not. I mean, that's still more than Con.
Yeah.
More than
this
Con.
one's pretty darn detailed, so. Sign it real quick. Make sure I leave enough room so Corey can sign underneath it. So.
Dude, if you like Cannonball, the new Mutant series going right now, it's been pretty fun.
Alrighty. We can bring it in closer. We'll bring it in for a
Really close up of the sketch.
for an action shot. So.
You did that pretty damn fast, and it looks exceptional.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And I've gotten to where I know Corey's gonna clean stuff up. So. But I mean, it's pretty tight. Some of the hash lines I would probably go and fix a little bit, but cool. So let's bring the people up real quick. Dang, there's a lot of comments in here. I really got into it and just tuned out for a while.
I'm trying to read anything relevant. Keep it going.
Yeah. Sound like y'all had a good conversation.
Oh man, get out of here with that. You well said.
Man, wow. I'm gonna write that one down, put it in the back pocket for later.
I'll save it for when later.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Super fun to do. So yeah, I've got 3 more characters to draw for this series of commissions. So I got to do a Carnage, which will take probably about half the time. And then I got to do an Eddie Brock with the Venom basically coming up his neck. And then I got to do a Null. So that should be fun. And maybe I can save those for future streams. So not sure what we're going to work on next week, but we'll come up with something.
Yeah, because maybe once B-Movie Saga's out in the world, we'll like, if you're working on a page, we might work a little longer.
Glad you like it, David. Do you go by Dave or David or Turkin?
Turkin Raider.
Turkin Raider. A sand person.
I still want you to finish.
Thanks, Corey.
The first attempt cover for B-Movie Saga 2 so that we can use it as a poster.
I'll probably redo it. Because I'll keep the pose because it's a fun pose, but it's very I erased a lot. Yeah, Justin, I'm gonna probably do all those sketch covers on stream. It's something good for when like we don't have something planned. I can just throw a sketch cover down.
Grand Moff Turkin.
Grand Moff Turkin. That's hilarious. It's funny, your chat's ahead of mine.
Is it?
Yeah, it just came up. So thanks, guys. Appreciate the love on it. It's fun to do.
Give us a thumbs up and keep on going.
Yep. So I've already taken up a bunch of you guys' time. So unless there's any last thoughts,
stick around for the cool.
Yeah, stick around for the cool little thanks for watching screen that Amanda put together. Again, Miko Ono that's in the chat. She did this for me. You think you've heard the Grand Moff one once before? I can imagine. So, glad you like it, man. I'm glad to do it for you. I appreciate the support for sure. So yeah, I guess I could say all the normal things follow me. I don't have direct links in the description on the video, but I think all you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter. But if you don't, go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ScootsStarns, or at ScootsArt. And then go follow Brad. Maybe he'll get to where both of his are the same on social medias. But
you can find me just searching Brad Storm.
yeah, so Brad on Instagram is run7_co, and then on Instagram I think you're Brad_Starnes too.
I think it's just Brad Storms 2.
Brad Starnes too, something like that. I have them in the description on the video. So all right, so again, if y'all haven't liked the video, that would be awesome. And I think all you guys are subscribed. But if there's folks that aren't in the chat and they're being really shy, subscribe so that you guys can see more drawing videos and more of Brad talking while I draw. But until then, we'll see you guys next time. Again, shout outs to Amanda for this cool little screen we got coming up here. And we'll see you guys next time. Holla.